26, 2020, August 26, 24, special meeting to order by June. The time now is 6:03 p.m. I wanted to, in advance, notice about this meeting. I don't know, someone has a special issue or not, but this meeting especially to approve the bill list that was not done at the last meeting. We are holding this special meeting to pay our vendors so borough business can continue. All other business can be done at the September 11 regular meeting. That's my basic position. Okay. Flag salute all. Please stand and salute flag. Please all stand up, please. I please
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the
to the
flag
flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ms. Laura Butcher, could you have a roll call, please?
Mayor Park,
Here.
Member Liang.
Member
Member
Liang.
Liang. Member Begats. Member Kim.
Here.
Member Di Gregorio.
Present here.
Member Simon.
Here.
Member Luciano.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. And the clerk, please read the statement of compliance, please.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, PL 1975, Chapter 231, setting forth the time, date, place, and purpose of this public meeting through a legal notice published in the record, posted on the Borough Bulletin and on the Borough website.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion and a second to open public comment.
Motion.
Who is second?
Member Simon.
Yes, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And Laura, would
Matt,
you
what
check
happened
it
to all
out?
opposed, Matt?
Laura, would you check it? Any public?
I don't see any hands up.
Okay. Then, motion and a second to close public comment.
Member
Any
Simon
motion?
motioned. Can I have a
Motion.
second?
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, got it. Okay. I need a motion and second to approve the bill list. I need a motion
I'll make a motion.
and second.
Second.
All in favor?
Comment?
Okay.
Oh,
Any
Mayor
discussion?
Dewey, I'm sorry. Yeah, just make sure you do a roll call vote on the bill list, Mayor.
How about discussion?
He wants,
Any-
member Luciano asked for a discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
I made certain, can you tell us what has been on the bill list or what's not on the bill list? Because I know that I've seen like a couple different bill lists and made some requests of what should be on the removed and not. Can you tell us in the public what we're paying and what we're not paying with request to my removing some information that we had no knowledge of and have some questions about?
Okay, I wanted to open the email. Schwab has this list.
Well, can anybody
First
read it?
of all-
Anybody can tell me? I mean,
First
the
of
mayor
all,
email, so.
Schwab, mentioned the email, number one, Borough Administrative Reimbursement 135 and 739.99. This bill should be paid because that is attended for the local organization. Our city have to be attended at the meeting. That's why I owed it to him, and then that's why this bill brought in here.
Mr. Mayor, I'm
It's
just
a lot.
asking what's on the bill list, that the last final bill list that was presented to me, it wasn't on the list. So if you're adding things after the final bill list, I'm gonna make a motion to table it. Because evidently no one knows what's on the bill list and what isn't on the bill list, and you're gonna vote for it And I think it's appalling that that's the way we operate.
Okay, I don't have in front of me that the bill, but I'm just explaining about why this one is happened. This bill is brought in here. That's the background I'm explaining to you. Maybe not
Respectfully,
this
Mayor, I
time.
didn't ask about the background. I just asked of what was on the final bill list versus, because the final bill list I got, it's not on it. Unless someone made changes after that.
I
That's
couldn't
on
see it.
everybody. And then I have a problem with that too, because that's not the final bill list that was distributed to everybody. So I understand you want to explain what you did, but I want to understand what our CFO did after I got the final bill list.
Sure, he's here.
I don't see him, Mayor, but I sent them the invite. I'm going to contact him now.
Oh, I thought he excused himself.
Yes, he's right here, actually.
Sure, would you explain about
Yes.
this one?
He's still
Well,
joining.
Okay, he's gonna join
I'll
it.
let you know when he's in.
Excuse me. Laura,
Yes,
the wrong meeting ID is on the website. I'm just getting a text from a resident.
no, it's the same one, because all the other residents are on.
Well, I'm just telling you what I just received.
Okay. Shoaib is on right now, Mayor.
Okay. Sure.
Ray, my question to the mayor and to any of the other council members, after you sent me the final bill list that removed all the things that I had requested because no one knew about it and only the mayor approved it, can you tell me if there's another bill list after that includes any of the things that I asked you to remove?
The one that I sent out, the one that is marked as final, the one that should be done with there's the final version. And that one does not include two items you requested and the one for the administration.
Okay, I wish I could understand what you said because you're all broken up. Maybe you could please try again, and I think everybody else is, it's not just me, and I'm not busting. I mean, I really couldn't understand what you were saying.
Okay, let me try again. So the bills list that I sent out, which was marked as final, and the email in which I said any additional changes should be done at the meeting is the one that is considered the final bills list. And in that bills list, it does not include the two items for the administrator's reimbursement and the two sets of invoices from the legal services line that you had requested to be pulled.
Thank you, sir. Okay, that's the end of my
You're welcome.
discussion. You guys can move on with your vote. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Mayor, may
what
I?
about
Sorry.
number 3?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, this is Matt. Is the final bill list that I saw, does that have Irene Asbury's bills removed or included in it? 'Cause
Included.
I'm still reviewing those. I'm still reviewing those
Included.
from.
Yeah, I know we're in the middle of
Okay.
a vote though, and that no one else said anything, so I understand what you wanted.
Yep.
And I
So-
respect it, but that's why I thought, well, wait, I guess as a correction, I stand with you, Matt. So my question, my statement to Shuaib was earlier is if we're removing that legal, we should move the rest of them. So I guess Shuaib, is Irene Asbury, because I asked you to put it back in, and I think it was. Evidently, this whole council has not read the bill list, nor the mayor. So it's really disheartening to me, and that's the problem what we have when we get a bill list late in the afternoon of a meeting. I mean, the mayor is going to explain something different. No one even looked at the bill list. So let's move on with the vote. I got my questions answered. No one else, everybody wanted no discussion, was going to vote. So let's move on with the vote.
No, I mean, I want discussion on it. You didn't give us an opportunity to talk yet. Mayor,
I don't run the meeting. The mayor was calling for a vote. I stopped him to have a discussion.
okay, so
Okay,
after you,
Mr.
now that you spoke, Mayor, may I have an
Mr. Kim,
opportunity
go
to
ahead.
talk? Thank you,
Yes.
Mayor. I apologize. I don't want to, hold up on borough business, but prior to us making voting on the bill list, I would like to just make a motion to table this matter because I believe there is a more pending and important issue that was brought up today. Matt, if the borough attorney, Matt Munch, if you could explain, do you have
Well,
any business to bring before the council?
Respectfully, we're in the middle of a vote. If you're making a motion to
discussion.
table,
It's
Mr.
discussion.
Park, run the meeting. Let's get a second for the motion of the table. Otherwise, Rivka, Miss Councilwoman, I apologize. You're muted. I know you're trying to say something, but so Mayor, or Matt, you wanted to correct us about calling for, you know, opposition to a vote. So why don't you speak up and say to the mayor that, you know what, we're in the middle of a vote. That if there's a motion to table without a second, take the vote.
Okay, yeah, I
Gotta pay
agree
the
with
bills, people.
yeah, so we pay the bill.
We will
first,
later
because,
Gotta
tonight.
pay
yeah.
the bills. I'm sorry. We gotta pay the bills.
Oh, then-
Yes, we are.
I'm
There's
Gotta
more.
run the
Okay.
business, okay, of the town. That's number one. All the rest can wait.
I make a motion to call the question.
To what?
Member Liang,
I don't know what everyone.
I can't hear him.
Wait.
Member
The-
Liang,
What are we voting on?
on the bill
Pay
list.
the bill,
Bill
pay the
list.
bill list. Yes.
Bill
Yeah,
I
but
made
we
a-
have
I made a motion to
exceptions. We
table.
got
I made a
exceptions.
motion to
Motion to
table.
table, I didn't hear you.
No,
Member-
we're not tabling the whole bill. I'm sorry.
Well, do I have a second?
No.
Can I get a second to motion to table the bill list for
No,
later on?
we cannot.
be
We gotta
addressed later on
work.
this meeting?
Please, what are you dreaming? People have to get paid. The town has to move. What is this?
Okay,
on.
Alright, there's
what
no-
about
enough with this here.
Matt, what about we are in middle of a discussion about this one, and then Councilman Mr. Kim brought in here to table it. Which one is a priority? We can continue the
Yeah.
discussion and we can vote, or maybe we can do the tabling.
So there was a, yes, Mayor, so there was a motion to table this vote to move on to another item. If that happens, the council can address this issue later. And so you can basically take it out of order. So you make a motion to table the bill list, you go on to other business. And then when the other business is done, you do the bill list.
Correct.
Or you can table it for another meeting, or you can vote no on the motion to table and do it now. It's any of those.
Mayor,
so-
respectfully,
so-
Matt,
so-
respectfully, Chris made a motion to table. There was no second. I made a motion to call the question. I believe Councilwoman Simon seconded it. So if you
So-
want to take a vote on this motion to call the question, or just call the question, that's procedurally correct.
Well, I'll second the motion to table and we can revisit later if you want to do that.
No.
That's,
That's not
We
what.
gotta pay the bills. Listen, this council is not functioning normally, okay? So let's give priority first while we're still in a normal mode here.
Rivka,
okay?
there's a
Let's take the
second
bill.
on the motion to table. There's a second on the motion to table.
There's a
Let's take
second,
a
there's no
vote.
discussion, make the vote, just vote no. However you want to vote. That's the procedural.
Oh,
Mayor, do
okay,
your job.
why don't you do
Take the
that?
vote.
Okay, Mr. David DiGargio did it a second. I'm gonna honor it, and then we can vote it, and then the tabling, and then we can come back to vote. Pay the bill.
But
Okay.
now you're making the
So-
assumption that tabling is gonna pass,
Thank-
so you're making a
No,
hell
no,
of an
no, no,
assumption.
no, no. Okay. Anyhow,
Thank
Take
you,
the
Mark.
we
bills
didn't
already.
have
Thank you,
a
Mayor.
time.
Move forward.
I know.
Thank you, Mayor.
Please.
So just to confirm, Member Kim, you motioned to
And
table.
David,
Miss
and
Member Di Gregorio seconded that, or Member
Yes.
Yeah.
Luciano? Okay,
Me.
Member Liang,
No.
Member Begets,
No.
Member Kim,
Yes.
Member Di Gregorio,
yes,
Member Simon,
No,
Member Luciano.
What's the vote right now?
Right
Table
now,
the bill.
it's 3-2.
3-2
No,
to
I
not,
mean, Luciano didn't
not
vote.
table.
to not to table 3-2?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm present, so it fails. Now I make the motion to call the question.
Good.
Second,
Okay.
again,
Member Liang,
to pay the bill.
So
Yes.
what's included in the bill now that we're all
You
confused?
got the
Now we'll
final bill
discuss the
list, you should have
bill.
read it.
I thought we were moving Irene Asbury's bills for
Yes.
your last request. So we
Are
are.
we voting now? Are we voting now?
On
Now
the
we're
bill,
voting
yeah,
for
We're
but
in the
now
middle
we're
of a
moving
vote, but this is
items
the way
out.
we run our
pay
meetings
the
for some
bills.
reason.
Okay, so
Okay.
the bill list is, as it currently stands, less Irene Asbury's bills, which is on the bill list, right?
Correct.
That's not
Yes.
the motion.
that's not the
Okay.
motion, Chris.
We got to vote.
Okay.
was not I'm sorry.
The motion, whoever it was made the original motion to pay the bill. Someone seconded it. We went through all this gyration of tabling. Now I called the question. No one made any mention about changing it. That's the bill list is finally presented was the motion. If you guys want to vote on something else, make the motion and do it. If your table failed, make the motion. We're in the middle of a vote.
Okay, I mean, you wanted to discuss items, correct?
The
Glenn.
discussion's over, Rivka. We're already done. That's
Okay,
why
so
we
what are we
didn't
pulling
vote.
out?
Let's
Irene?
vote.
Irene, we pulling out?
We
There's
didn't pull
there's no
anything out.
invoice that's being pulled
We
out.
need to pull Irene out.
Well, then
So
that's
are we
not the
doing,
motion on the table.
oh my God.
That's not the motion on the floor.
That's not the motion that's being considered right now.
I'm
Okay,
confused
Glenn,
also.
during
So what about the
Glenn, during
this-
discussion, you just said that
Go back in there,
you don't
Tommy.
mind taking out
I'm leaving.
Irene
I'm leaving.
Asbury's bills.
Go back in there. I'm leaving.
Glenn, you're muted.
Hello. Okay, so our voting is excluding the Asbury bill or including here?
I don't know, Mayor. I'm very
Because
confused.
that is a
Ma-
confusion
Mayor-
here.
If I can chime
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, so the bills list as it stands includes Irene Asbury's invoices.
Uh-huh.
If you do not want to pay those bills, then you have to make a motion to pass the bills list as it stands minus Irene Asbury.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay,
What
we need a
happened-
motion.
What happened to the motion that was on the floor to pay the bills as presented this afternoon?
Right, so correct, so there can be a motion to amend that motion. So
Oh, is
that's
that
what
we're
would
doing?
have to happen.
Okay.
So
I make the
somebody would have
motion.
to make a motion to amend the motion.
I
Motion
make
to
a
amend the
motion to
motion.
amend the motion.
Second.
Okay. Okay, let's get it out of the way. It's easy, this one.
Okay, so now the vote that's being asked right now is to amend the bill list. So if you want to amend it to remove Irene's bills, then you vote yes. If you don't want to amend it and you want Irene's bills to be included, you vote no.
Okay, so roll call.
Member Liang,
Yes.
Member Begets,
Yes.
Member Kim,
Yes.
Member Di Gregorio,
Yes.
Member Simon,
No,
Member Luciano.
he left.
He's
Oh, he
left the
left?
meeting. He left the meeting.
He left.
Oh, member, okay, he left. What time is it? 6:20.
Okay,
Okay, so
we're done with that.
Mayor, now, right, so now, unless there's more discussion on the bill list, now we would call the question on the motion as amended, which is to pay the remaining invoices on the bill list.
Right.
Member Liang,
Yes.
Member Begets,
Yes.
Member Kim,
Yes.
Member Di Gregorio,
Yes.
Member Simon,
Abstain,
Member Luciano left.
yes.
So we have 4 votes. 4 yes.
What was this motion for? And again,
The
So this
bill to
was
pay it
To
without,
pay the
Oh,
bills
to pay the bills.
minus
Okay, the first was
Irene
the
Asbury.
amendment.
minus
The
Irene.
first was the amendment, now is the actual vote. Okay, got it.
Mayor, we have other business we'd like to introduce at this meeting.
Okay, continue.
Matt, can you update the council on recent developments?
Sure. I can give a brief update, and Mike Yellen is here as well. But it appears, I believe that there is I think there's a resolution, a settlement to the 800 Sylvan litigation, which based off of the conversations that and the direction that the council and the legal committee gave over the last couple meetings, Mike Yellen was successful at negotiating with 800 Sylvan, and barring your approval this evening, which I believe is imminent, what you would be voting on tonight would be essentially three resolutions. Literally this all came together at the very last a moment here over the past couple hours. So,
Why are you
Laura
bringing it,
has-
why are you doing it to us on the last moment?
Rivka, if I
We
may,
have to review that, I'm sorry.
okay,
have to
it's already,
review
it's already
that.
been reviewed by
By who?
by the legal committee, by the members of the legal
Really?
committee. Yes,
You have to send us. Well, we are the Republican, people, I want you to
I
know that
understand
the
that,
Republican
but
Party is
again-
not part of it. We were
again,
thrown out of it. So
Rivka,
please,
it was
let's
done
put it
less
on
than
record.
3 hours ago, less than 3 hours ago, 2
Doesn't
hours ago.
matter.
the
It
final
does
terms
not
came in.
matter. You
Well, we
didn't
have the votes.
decency
We have the
to
votes. I
send
already
us.
canvassed the council members. I already canceled council
You
members, and we have
are
the votes.
shoving it down our throats.
Okay,
That's
you could bring it up in the
what
next
you're
meeting.
doing.
Call a special meeting after today.
Hey, Matt, can you continue? please?
yeah, let me
Yeah.
just real quick. So there'd be three separate resolutions that, the council would have to vote on, which would, be part of other resolutions that would be needed moving forward. So the first would be the basic resolution that agrees to, settle the litigation, for a sum of money that we would be authorizing the, Mr. Yellen to indicate to the court that the matter is settled pending final settlement, formal document. So, we still have to discuss the timing of all the payments and, the bonding and various legal things that you would go through when you settle litigation. But given the pending trial date and the need to get stuff moving, step one would be a resolution authorizing the settlement of the litigation, pursuant to the terms that,
It's not correct.
Mike has negotiated. The second piece would be resolving the tax litigation, tax bill litigation, consistent with what was previously negotiated, that, we've discussed before. And the third piece would be authorizing an application to DCA so that, once you get DCA approval, then if necessary, you can go to special bonds to fund the settlement. So you don't have to take it out of, cash out of the budget. So those are the three pieces, that would be voted on as part of this settlement.
Mr. Mayor, can I make a motion to suspend the order of business and go to closed session? Because we're actually talking globally, and I want to know specifics, and I know we can't talk specifics in public meetings. So I make a motion to suspend the order of business. I mean, unless you're in the middle of a vote, I know I was down, came back in.
Hold on. I was just advised, since it's a special meeting, none of this is on the agenda advertised. You
Not
cannot
true
vote on
anymore,
anything
Rivka.
other than this bill list, okay? So why don't
no.
you inform us nicely before?
But you can tell us that, but that's not true, because that's only true on an emergency meeting, not a special meeting. On a special
Okay.
meeting, Matt, I'm
All right.
speaking for you, but
Well, you're shoving it down our throats, and I want the public to know it. That
Go
we
ahead,
are
Dave.
not part
Find
of it.
it.
Mr. Gatz, Councilwoman, respectfully,
Yes, yes.
nothing's
Glenn.
being shoved down anybody's throat. This has been going on for over 8 years. We
No,
had
no.
Okay,
You
whatever.
are. You throw us from the legal committee. That's all. It's all
Save it
you're
for the
doing.
camp,
I
guys.
want the
Save it
public
for the
to
camp.
know.
Guys, real quick, couple quick things. So one, special, this is not an emergency meeting. This is a special meeting, which means that you can add agenda items, remove agenda items. It's a regular meeting. The only law there says that if you know something's going to be on the agenda, that you should put it on. So this settlement has come together within the past 3 hours. So it's perfectly valid to put on. Second of all, and we can go into closed session if there wants to be a more robust discussion, but the only thing that has basically changed, nothing's changed from all the settlement conversations that we've had. The only item which is now solidified is there is an agreement on a number. So that's the only, piece or piece to this that is different than it's ever been discussed.
But respectfully, Matt,
previously.
as dysfunctional as we are, you know that if we don't go into closed session and be told the exact number, somewhere down the line,
Well, the
someone's
number,
gonna say, so
just-
let me finish, please. Someone's gonna say that they weren't informed whether they vote yes or no, and
Oh.
I'm trying to eliminate that probability.
No, the
just-
number would have to be in a public vote, guys. This is a public
Yes.
vote on that number. So,
Yes.
um,
Again.
Okay,
and
so the
only-
number's in
and
the
the number-
resolutions.
Yes.
Closed.
Well,
but I have no
Look.
problem going to close. I mean, that's up to you guys, but I
look,
mean,
as our
that's the-
borough attorney advised, the only thing that has
Stop to
changed is
say
the
it.
number. We've
Mayor,
met,
there's a motion
we've
and a
had
second on the
special, we've
floor.
had
I don't know
special
why
meetings.
everybody's talking
We've had
except
public
you.
meetings and closed sessions every single time, and we to talk about this for
Don't
the
need
past
closed
3 or
session.
4
Let the
months.
public know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no,
Fine.
it'll come out in public. Okay, to hell with closed session.
Exactly.
The
Doesn't
public
matter.
can vote.
What?
This
Well,
is
it
a
does
public
matter,
vote. The
because like
number
you're
will come
saying,
out.
it's rammed down
You
your
can
throat.
vote
You're gonna
as
be
far
the
as I'm
first one to say you
concerned.
didn't know the number.
You
No,
can do whatever you
So-
want, people. Republican Party is not part of it. Again, I want to
Okay, do
emphasize
whatever
it.
you want. Okay.
Don't
Yellen,
pull us into it.
yes, sir.
our special counsel for the 800 civil litigation, would you be able to go over the terms of the settlement?
Sure.
that we've reached?
Yeah, the only change from everything previously discussed in all the emails that I've circulated to the council is that and this would be public, it would have to be a public vote. It would be a $7 million settlement number. That would be a payment to 800 Sylvan in full and final resolution of the litigation. Resolving all claims, the borough would be released of any and all claims that were asserted in the lawsuit. That would be piece one. Piece two would be the tax appeal for years 18 through 2021. The same resolution that was previously negotiated by prior council that's been circulated numerous times to the council here. So those would be the two pieces, but it's the same terms of settlement that have been previously, as Matt said, circulated and negotiated. So those would be the two pieces of this. And again, it would have to be a public vote subject to, formal documentation, whether that's a consent order or an agreement of some sort that we would finalize. And then, as Matt said, there would be a bonding process to pay for the two components. But yeah.
And the first piece to that bonding process, which is on tonight, is I'd ask you to vote on tonight, would be to authorize the borough to request permission from DCA. So in order to bond for a litigation settlement, DCA has to approve it. As you all know, you can't normally you bond for things like roads or playgrounds or parks and all that kind of stuff. If you want to bond for something like settlement of litigation, you can do that, but DCA has to approve it. So that would have to be part of the settlement, which would be applying to DCA for the approval to fund the settlement.
I will move that motion.
I will second it.
Just to be clear, I think we should, not that I want to belabor this, but I think we should do 3 different votes to make sure that it's there's no question or there's no issues.
So you
It should
want
be
to separate the settlement number from the tax appeal number? Is that what you want to do?
Mike, you want to do them separately for the tax appeal?
I
The
think-
DCA bonding should be separate.
I think the settlement, really, the vote to approve the settlement should combine the tax appeal and the settlement, since they have to be, they really
Don't
have
they
to be.
have to be in tandem?
They have to be in
Yes.
tandem, since one has to be with the
So
other.
that
So
is the resolution that I am putting forth right now.
it would be essentially, let me just sort of recite what I think it should be. And Melanie, if you agree, I think you could so move it.
Okay,
It would be to authorize me to report to the court in the pending 800 Sylvan litigation that a settlement has been reached. The terms of which would be that the borough would pay the settlement sum of $7 million to the 800 Sylvan plaintiff in full and final resolution of all claims in that litigation. subject to appropriate documentation, and to be paid based on a bond that will be, issued in accordance with appropriate procedures, and authorize my firm to enter into the tax settlement stipulation previously negotiated between McCarter and English and Joe Marinello on behalf of the borough in resolution of the 800 Sylvan's predecessor's tax appeal of tax years 2018 through 2021 in a form substantially similar to that previously negotiated between McCarter and English and Joe Marinello.
If I can chime in, please.
Sure.
So,
Well,
so the last resolution that we'll probably be doing will be a resolution from the mayor and council seeking authorization to submit a local finance board application to seek financing of these two items. I think it's best if we keep the litigation and the tax appeal settlement as separate in two different resolutions, because based on our application, the board may authorize us X number of years to pay number one, and based on what we have available in the reserve for tax appeals, the number that we need for the reserve to pay the tax appeal settlement may be different than what you propose on the resolution. So I think for administrative purposes, it's better if we keep the two resolutions separate.
Well, I think the payment resolutions are going to be in a separate resolution.
Yeah. So I think, I think, Mike, what Schwab is saying is that DCA could say hypothetically, okay, we're going to allow you to bond the $7 million payment, but maybe we're going to make you use cash for the tax.
So why don't can you do two separate payment resolutions?
Yes. So I think what we would do is it's to we can do two separate resolutions, but that the tax resolution is contingent upon a full execution of, is contingent upon the
appropriate documentation of the
same thing.
Litigation settlement.
So Melanie, your motion would be what
I'm
Mike?
voting for the settlement of the $7 million
Correct.
with Garden Homes, with 800
Correct.
Sylvan, excuse me.
800.
Can I be recognized for a question, please? Mr. Yellen, does that resolution for the tax appeal also cover the Garden Homes portion?
Yes, it's one and the same.
Just want to make sure. Thank
All right, I've so moved. Is there a second? Well, I'm not calling is there a second to this?
I did before. If someone else wants to second, that's fine also.
I'm gonna take a
Call
roll
the
call.
roll.
Okay. Member Liang,
Abstain.
Member Begets,
No.
Member Kim,
Yes.
Member Di Gregorio,
Yes.
Member Simon,
Yes.
Member Luciano.
What's the vote so far?
3 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention.
So 3-1. Matt, that means right, you only need 4 on the bonding. Is that correct, Mr. Mensch?
Yes.
You need 4 on the bonding, but this is just to approve the settlement.
Yeah.
So
I'm present.
it's majority. Oh, okay. So it'll be 3, 1, and 2
affirmative.
abstentions. Yes. So it passes.
Well,
Now
no,
the
technically
second motion.
3, 1, 1 abstention, and 1 present is a non-vote. So
Non-vote.
either way, that's
That's not really a difference there, but yeah. So that passes. Now the second motion, Melanie, would be to approve the tax settlement, which is part and parcel, and would be contingent upon the
So
800
getting
Sylvan
authorization
litigation.
to see how
No.
it wants to be handled. All right, I will move that as such.
Okay, to be clear, hold on, just make sure everyone's clear. This is to settle the tax litigation as previously negotiated, contingent upon resolving the 800 Sylvan litigation as otherwise discussed.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right,
So
we had a
moved.
motion and a second. Okay.
Who seconded that? I'm sorry.
Councilman Di Gregorio.
Oh, okay.
Unless someone else wants to second, I'll be glad to second it.
Member Liang,
Abstain.
Member Begets,
No.
Member Kim,
Yes.
Member Di Gregorio,
Yes,
Member Simon,
Yes,
Member Luciano.
I'm present.
Okay, and the last motion that is needed for tonight would be the resolution authorizing the application with DCA to fund both of these those settlements, using bonds pursuant to NJSA 48:40-49. And while only 3 votes are needed, I think that this would be more important that there be 4 affirmative votes,
I was just
since it
saying.
involves bonding, and we want to make sure DCA knows that there would be support for that.
So 4 is not needed, Matt, is that what you're saying? But you would
I don't believe 4 is needed, but I would think that it would, if we're
I
dealing
heard
with
you. Thank
DCA,
you.
and yep.
And just to be clear, you said for DCA to pay, you mean DCA to approve,
Approved.
right?
Right. this
No,
is not
by the way,
ordinance.
hey, Glenn, I'm sorry, I was wrong. You do need 2/3 of the governing body.
Yeah, you need
Okay,
a
either
4.
way, but
You do,
right,
you do.
and that's
On this.
that's for DCA to approve our bonding.
It's
Correct.
basically,
Correct.
it's the
Okay.
resolution to submit an application at this point
Right.
only.
Right, and it
Right, I
and it does
understand
need
that, but
2/3.
that's for them to pay. I just didn't want the public to think that we're applying to DCA to pay this bill. We're still responsible for.
Right.
This is just
Correct.
authorizing. This is not the
Correct. And-
final ordinance.
Let's just
Yes,
do
and you do need, I know I might have said this before, but you do need, for this resolution, you do need 2/3.
That's what I
I'll
thought,
move
Matt.
it.
Thank
Yep.
I'll move it, Matt.
Who seconds?
I will second it. I will second it.
Okay. Member Liang,
Abstain.
Member Begets,
No.
Member Kim,
Yes.
Member Di Gregorio,
yes,
Member Simon,
Yes,
Member Luciano.
What's the vote?
3
Stop it, Rivka. Stop holding your head.
What?
yes,
What does it
1
matter
no,
to
1
you? Vote what you
abstention.
want.
But I think you need
Because I want to
4.
know what the vote is. I'm allowed
Need
to ask.
4.
Yes, it's-
And you want 4, so can you come back to me or did everybody vote? No, I'm just
You're
joking. Just to
Everybody
mess-
voted.
Just to mess with Rivka. Yes, I.
What?
Mayor, that's affirmative. You have 4 votes.
It passes.
Yes.
All 3.
Motion to adjourn meeting.
second.
All in, go ahead, somebody.
Aye.
Does anybody,
I'm sorry, I'll take my second back.
Can we do that?
well, I'll second it then.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, are we adjourning?
Yes.
Aye.
All in favor?
Yes.
Who runs,
Aye.
Aye.
who runs these meetings? Holy mackerel.
Yes.
Anybody